going live. I'm here. It's that time again. Here we are, folks. Hi, everybody. It's football season. You might have noticed. Changed my hair color. Go Bears. I'm blue and orange once again. So it's rapidly approaching that happy time. Don't be looking forward to it. Haven't had anything to. Yeah, changed my hair color. Yeah, I went with the beard. It's kind of clowny looking. I think I might cut it back some, and maybe next time I get it done, I'll dye the beard blue. I find it I might be changing that, so we'll see. We'll see with the next hair dye. I might be switching. But welcome aboard, dog. Welcome aboard, Sophia. Yeah, I did. I redid it. Go Bears. Yes, I did. I redid it. So anyway, it's almost that. So got to warm it up. Yeah, I know. Less than a minute. That's why I got to get it going here, dog. You like the new do, Sophia? I don't know about the beard. It's kind of clowny looking. I don't know if I'm going to keep the beard. I might be changing that. We'll see what happens. But anyway, happy 420, everybody. So my bestie went out to Tucson this week and bought a condo. I can't wait to see it. I mean, personally. Katie, happy 420. Welcome aboard. So like I was saying, my bestie bought a condo in Tucson this week. She left Wednesday morning and got out there Thursday. They drove straight through and made an offer on the place and bought it outright. And they see their daughter's going to University of Tucson in 2 years, University of Arizona in 2 years. So they wanted a place for her to live and a place for them to vacation. And perhaps ultimately move to once Mike retires. So that was the plan. So they drove out there, and they're coming back Monday. So anyway, on with the news. United States Postal Service continues to fuck with us. Sent out a letter to 46 states in the District of Columbia telling them don't expect to get your ballots processed on time for the election. They'd be snowbirds come here in the winter. Yeah, well, except he's got to work, but she doesn't. So I'm going to go out there once in a while myself and join her. We've already talked about it. So Mrs. Spliffy can stay here and I can go out there with my bestie. Sounds like fun to me. Anyway, what did I do with the microphone? phone's been on the floor. Work is overrated. Yeah, extremely. So I quit doing it 12 years ago. Anyway. So even if you follow all your state election rules, the post office could still fuck you out of your vote. They're undergoing sweeping, and they had one of them break down, and they had 2 sorters in Hartford, Connecticut. They had one break down this week. They took one of them out, and they had one break down this week, and of course they had no backup because the second one had been removed. So this is how drastic this is. Okay, and he appeared before a Senate subcommittee this week. A Republican led the Senate subcommittee this week, and he says he has no intention. Jeff, welcome aboard. There's no intention of putting these sorters back in place. So we're fucked. Of course, now he says he's not going to put through any more changes till after the election. More than 60 lawsuits have been filed as a result of these changes. So we'll see what happens. It's just another example of voter suppression. They did put a stop to their picking up the blue boxes, mailboxes, blue mailboxes. They were going around the country picking up all the fucking blue boxes. So they put a stop to that on Friday. So they're not doing that anymore. So we'll see what happens. And ballots are going to be counted as first-class mail again, that's nice. And he's going to have to appear before Congress again this week before the House, explain his actions. So we'll see. But the thing is that this guy's trying to run the post office as a business. And constitutionally, it's not a business, it's a service. It's always meant to be run as a service. It was never meant to be run as a business. I mean, it can't possibly be run as a business. For one thing, there isn't a business out there that's going to take a letter of yours to Alaska for 55 cents. Okay. I mean, it's absurd to think that there's a business that would do that. Okay. It's a government service that does that for you. It's not a business. It can't be run at a business at that rate. Okay. No business is going to take a letter to Alaska from Chicago or Florida or anywhere else in the country for 55 cents. Who funds the post office? We fund the post office. That's who funds the post office. Okay? Your tax dollars fund the post office. Postage funds the post office in part. And then we put the bill for the rest of it. Okay? That's who funds the post office. But it's a service provided by the government. It's not a business. Us by our tax dollars. Okay? To bring in, we're going to have. So the taxpayers are paying for sending that letter. Perfect society. Welcome aboard, by the way. But we pay for that service. If we want that service, then we have to pay for it. Okay. And it's, it's kind of, it was never meant to be a business. You know, it's a service provided to us by our government. Now, this guy, Louis DeJoy, the PMG, not the PBJ, but the PMG, Postmaster General, has been in violation of the law since he took office. Because he held stock in Amazon. He's not supposed to do that. Okay. He's not supposed to hold stock in companies that could financially impact his government duties. And Amazon is one of those companies. Now, he divested himself of his Amazon stock on June 24th. Okay. Now, he had a whole shitload of it. He had $100,000 to $250,000 worth of Amazon stock. Welcome aboard, Geekocidal Tendencies. Now, he divested himself on June 24th, but on that same day, he bought $50,000 to $100,000 of Amazon stock options, which gives him the right to buy Amazon stock at $18.60 a share, $1,860 a share. Okay, in the future, he has that option. Now, Amazon closed last Thursday, a week ago, at $3,161 a share. So he's locked in at like half that. Okay. So when he's no longer Postmaster General, he can buy Amazon stock super cheap. Okay. We have the same issues up here in Canada with the Postal Service for what seems like forever and ongoing. Canada's had major issues with mail service in the past. Just our turn now. Well, it shouldn't be our turn. That's the thing. Two hurricanes, geoengineering. I don't know. Is it geoengineering? They're coming along right now, aren't they? This coming week, it's two hurricanes entering the Gulf. Archipelago, go. I see a lot happening in the Gulf week. He also still owns a significant stake in XPO Logistics, his former company, which is a contractor for the post office. Now they're calling for an inspector general investigation into his activities too. So we'll see what happens. Ever have that dream to travel around the world? I'm sure we all have. You had about 2 tornadoes here this week. Makes 4 this year. Been 18 years since the last one. Well, we had 8 of them here come passing around this area last week. And that's we had to postpone our Rockstock Festival. I had to hold it this week on Tuesday. But, you know, we had planned to have Rockstock. We lost our power last week from from Monday afternoon about 3:30 until Wednesday night about 9:30. We had no power. And then we had no broadband until Friday night about 9 o'clock. So that's why last Saturday's show was so fucked up. Yes, Rockstock did rock, didn't it? I thought so. I don't think we ever did have two hurricanes strike simultaneously before. I think this is going to be something unique. I think this is a rare occurrence to have two hurricanes entering the Gulf like this. This is very strange. Anyway, the around the world thing. Antigua, Aruba, Barbados, Barbuda, Belize, Bermuda, Cambodia, Croatia, the Dominican Republic, Egypt, the French Polynesia, Jamaica, Maldives, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Rwanda, Serbia, St. Barths, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Tanzania, Turkey, Turks and Caicos, United Arab Emirates, and the Virgin Islands. Oh, and the UK, if you want to sit around for 2 weeks in your hotel room and do nothing. Those are the only places in the world we as Americans are allowed to go. Okay? Those are the only places in the world that will permit us to enter their country. Hurricanes Connie and Diane, 1955. These two hurricanes must be mentioned together. They struck the North Carolina coast only 5 days apart. And the rains from Connie set the stage for the devastating floods caused by Diane. Oh. So they did not strike simultaneously. So these two that are currently headed to the Gulf, these will be the first simultaneous ones. But anyway, that's what we got going on travel-wise. So you can't go anywhere that's worthwhile. Okay. So fuck world travel. Wow. Did I say wow? You know what wow means? It means it's the weed of the week. And today's weed of the week is Red-Headed Stranger. And Red-Headed Stranger is 24.113% THC. And it is a heavy sativa. And it feels like a heavy sativa. This shit's got me talking a mile a minute here. And I like it. It's not the least bit harsh. I don't think I've coughed at all since the show started. So if you paint eyeballs on your cow's ass, it's less likely to be attacked by lions. 21.113. That's what I got on the label. You got that? Paint eyeballs on your cow's ass. And it's less likely to be attacked by lions. Okay? That's what Neil Jordan said. And he ought to know. Yeah, 21.113. Neil Jordan is out of the New South Wales University in Australia. And he went to Rwanda and did this study. And it seems that, well, you know how some butterflies have eyes on their wings to protect them from birds. And I guess this is common among some fish and some amphibians as well, where their body art looks like eyeballs to deter predators. Well, he discovered that the lion population in Africa has gone down considerably. Wish I could smoke dope. I have to take happy pills for my pain. Oh, well, dope shouldn't interfere with that. It's not like alcohol. You should be able to smoke weed. I don't think that would interfere, Jeff. Did you ask your doctor? Check with your doctor. I don't think it'd make any difference. Smoke weed for your pain. Anyway, he did this study. See, the lion population was over 100,000 in Africa in the 90s. And now it's dropped to somewhere between 23 and 39,000. And mostly in retaliation for killing cattle. Okay, so he wanted to come up with a humane alternative for killing cattle, and he discovered that if you paint eyeballs on a cow's ass, lions are less likely to kill them. So according to the Washington Post, by way of the Dispatch, your PMG disclosed his assets with the USPS competitors forthright. It's in the purview of the Office of Government Ethics to make the call. Or whether he's in conflict of interest. Yeah, but he didn't divest himself until after he was in office. And then these, I guess, well, he's still under investigation, though, by the Inspector General. So he's not off the hook yet. You're right, not true. So if you own a cow, paint some eyeballs on its ass, okay? Great big ones on the rear, okay, right on the. So in Olten, Switzerland, which is between Zurich and Basel, is the Lindt chocolate factory, and they had a ventilation malfunction. And because it was, they had a ventilation malfunction, and it snowed chocolate throughout the town. They said it was not harmful to the environment or to their respiration. Okay, it's not a problem or health hazard. And the Lindt chocolate company offered to wash all their automobiles, but it snowed chocolate. Chocolate nibs, which are ground up chocolate cocoa beans, blew out their ventilation system. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm doing several wow stories because I feel like I need cheering up. Okay, so that's what's going on here. I'm doing several wow stories. So yeah, people out with their mouths open. Yeah, except I don't think it was sweet. Okay, if it was just cocoa beans ground up, that's pretty bitter shit. Had to look up how to spell purview. Oh, okay. Okay. So, in Kings Beach, California, on Lake Tahoe, Bear walked into a Safeway and got himself a bag of tortilla chips and left. That's all he took. Went in and got a bag of tortilla chips and walked out. So people out with their mouths open. Yeah. So I don't know. Got to watch out for them. Safeway stores. You don't know who shops there. And in the south of France, they had a record flamboyance of flamingos. They had over 60,000 of them. They've been keeping records of the flamingos in the south of France. Yeah, I bet you they didn't ask him to pay for them. No, it was strictly freebie. But anyway, they've been keeping track for the past 45 years. See, the flamingos nest in the salt flats in south of France, and they've been keeping records for the past 45 years of how many flamingos nest. And they had a record number this year, over 60,000 flamingos flocked to the south of France this year. It's about 40,000, excuse me, what did I write down here? About 50,000 adults and about 12,000 little ones. So they had a record number of them. And a gathering of flamingos is called a flamboyance, just so you know. Can they do something about these hurricanes with their ionospheric heaters and stuff? I guess not, or they'd have done something about them before, right? I mean, they'd have put an end to hurricanes earlier than this, if they actually could. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't have all the mass destruction we have already. I mean, the Bahamas wouldn't have been devastated, Puerto Rico and Haiti and the Dominican Republic and all of that stuff. Speaking of no integrity in the news, there's a guy who's putting out a book next week. Saw it on the news on TV last night. I was watching this guy's book's coming out, and it's about how Trump takes all his fucking cues from Fox. And it's like every fucking bad thing he's done has come straight off of Fox News. And now they're beginning to realize he's nuts. And they don't know what to do. Okay. And because now he's setting up, he's disenchanted with them. And he's setting up his own news network through the federal government with the Voice of America and all of that kind of stuff. And he's no longer relying on them for his craziness. So it's getting scary. But I mean, even they're seeing that he's off the tracks. Okay. So two kids in Peoria were selling lemonade, set up a lemonade stand. They were selling lemonade. Put them down like a time we suffered. We've suffered long enough. Yes, we have. He's their boy. Well, I had no idea, but according to this book, Sean Hannity like pulls his fucking puppet strings. I mean, meets with him at the White House and everything. I mean, totally controls this motherfucker. And I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he's got crazy control over him. So, I mean, it's scary how much control Fox has over this guy and has had over him. So, I don't know. But anyway, these two kids in Peoria were selling lemonade at a lemonade stand and were robbed at gunpoint. $30. And the guys got away with it. It's two guys who robbed them and got away with it on foot. Okay, so their father, Nathan Pearson, was called at work and told what happened, and so he left work and raced home to discover that there were about 20 cops standing around the lemonade stand buying lemonade at like $20 a glass. And so I guess it got out on social media, and the neighbors found out about it. And, they ended up raising about $3,500 in their lemonade stand. So about 4 days later, they set up again. They figure, what the hell, you know, if they can have a $3,500 day, why not give it another shot? So, so they set up again, and 15 squads in an armored car showed up. And for protection. And the cops all bought more lemonade. And they had another stellar day. So, and Pearson says after the incident, he was seriously thinking of moving out of the neighborhood, but he's reconsidered. So in June, because all of the nursing homes were so fucking infected and everything, the Fed said that the states needed to complete special infection control focused examinations of the approximately 15,000 federally certified nursing homes by late August or risk losing federal funding. So they started inspecting all the nursing homes. What they didn't mandate was that the inspectors be tested. So you got inspectors who are going from one exceedingly infected nursing home after another, and they're not being tested. So the potential for them to be carrying the virus from one location to another is extreme. I mean, if you think about it, okay, these people are going from one infected nest to another, and they're not being tested. Some states offered testing on a voluntary basis. Some states didn't test at all. A couple of states did test. It's just fucking stupid, you know? Think about it. These are inspectors are going into places where people are definitely infected. Okay, I mean, we know these are nests, okay, of infected people. I mean, we know for a fact that nursing homes are the most infected places on earth, next to prisons, or maybe even more so than prisons. And we're mandating that these people go in there and inspect, and we're not testing them. How fucking stupid is that? Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with us? You know, most nursing homes have been closed to visitors since March, except for inspectors. Fuck. So we're going on 3 weeks now of 1,000 people a day dying. In the last 4 months, more Americans have died than in any other time in our history. Okay, let me say it again. In the last 4 months, more Americans have died than at any other time in our history. Any war, anything. More Americans have died in the last 4 months than any other time in our history. Okay. Testing is down 17% since the end of July. And Trump ordered it. I'm proud to say that in the state of Illinois, is that good or bad? That's terrible. We're sending kids back to school and we're cutting back on testing. Think about that. Think about that. We're sending kids back to school and we're cutting back on testing. Does that make sense? I'm proud to say that the University of Illinois has developed a saliva test. And they said that they can begin testing 20,000 people a day. Now that's a good thing. In addition to that, all you have to do is drool into a test tube. Okay? It's not the least bit invasive. Okay? You have to just drool into a test tube. In addition to that, they don't even have to remove it from the test tube to test it. And if it tests positive, they can neutralize it in the test tube without even opening it. What a great test. And they can do 20,000 people a day. Winter is coming, and so is flu season, which will only exacerbate this whole situation. See, what Trump and the Republicans are pushing is herd immunity. Herd immunity is absurd. Okay? Herd immunity is when enough people get infected that immunity is passed on through contact. Okay? But in order for herd immunity to happen, 60% of us have to become infected. For 60% of us to become infected, another million of us have to die. That's not practical. At least I don't think so. Million, that's a lot of people. An additional million. MSNBC, Perfect Society. $1 million dead is better than 7 billion dead. Yes. But a vaccine is better than 1 million dead. If we test and trace, we're better off than just letting fucking people die. So we got the Republican National Convention coming up next week. And I guess it's being held all over, even in some illegal places. Like the Rose Garden at the White House and Andrew Mellon Auditorium in Washington, D.C. Federally owned buildings are supposed to be used for political purposes. But they're going to be. You're a far cry off of the 80 million infectious disease professionals were spouting back in January, February. 80 million dead. I don't know, were they talking about 80 million dead or just 80 million sick people? Anyway, they plan on using the Andrew Mellon Auditorium in Washington, D.C. for some kind of a celebration. Really dead? Yeah, we didn't get there. Well, that's good. Which is weird because the delegate convention is being held in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the acceptance speech is going to be in, I believe, in the Rose Garden. So I don't know what's going on at the Andrew Mellon Auditorium. Some kind of celebration there. So this thing's all over the place, this Republican National Convention. But I guess they're having this thing at the Andrew Mellon Auditorium because of its proximity to the Trump Hotel, because it's like 0.2 of a mile. You walk out of the Andrew Mellon Auditorium and you walk to the corner and you go up the block and there's the Trump Hotel across the street. So it's of course he raised the rate. Normally a single would be $7.95 a night, and excuse me, he raised the rate 60%. A single will now be between $7.95 and $2,000 a night. So just during the convention, you understand. But they don't know what to call the event at the Andrew Mellon Auditorium, because the convention is what's being held in North Carolina. So they can't call it the convention. And I guess he's doing his acceptance speech at the White House. So I don't know. It's all very confusing. You took special note of the numbers, as I found them more fear-mongering than practical. Not really surprised in that, though. If Bill Gates is okay with reducing the global population 10 to 15% with vaccines, healthcare, and reproductive health services, over 1 billion people, though there are less than 1 million CV deaths, then he might also be okay with getting down to 500 million with 7 billion vaccines, right? All species need population control in some form. Well, I really don't care what Bill Gates is okay with, tell you the truth. Kids are expected to go back to school here in the next 2 weeks with very minimal C-19 protections. And our politicians still won't sit in our House of Commons. Nature does population control best. Yeah, but that doesn't mean we should expose the kids to the virus. That's for sure. I mean, that's not. I mean, that's natural, but it's foolhardy. Yes, keep the kids home. If you're not going to test them, you know, and you're not going to physically space them, okay, then you can't turn them loose. Kids are kids, okay? Kids are going to do what kids do. You're spawning the thought of controlling everything. Yes. Although, in speaking to parents, this homeschooling thing is driving them crazy. And I could see that. But you have to be practical about this. This is a pandemic. And they are your children after all. And until there's a vaccine, until you can be certain your kid is safe, you have to do what's right for your kid. You know, and if that means teaching them at home, then you got to teach them at home. I realize the socialization at certain ages is important. But if that's the case, then find a group of safe kids and do home teaching in a small group. I mean, that would seem to me to be a practical approach. Okay. Get a small group of children together and homeschool in a small group. Then there's the socialization as well as the education. Okay. Create your own small classroom. Do it that way. Oh, I'm not connected again. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. 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 There, I'm back again, I guess. I mean, doesn't that make sense? Isn't that a practical approach? Create your own small classroom. You know, a couple of kids that live close to you that you can, that you're relatively certain are safe. Do it that way. Your close friends. Do it that way. Try that. Just the fact that kids are expected to go back to school and these dirty politicians won't sit together tells me something is very wrong there. Absolutely. Now look at what happened. Look what happened in our own Congress. Okay. I mean, we had that ass that refused to wear a mask and he got sick. And what did he do before he went home? He went back to his own fucking office and told his staff without a fucking mask on that he was sick. How fucking stupid is that? And daily he would chastise his office staff for wearing a mask. And then he blamed the mask. So I probably got it from the mask. Fucking morons. These Fucking idiot politicians. How do these people get elected? What's in their heads? I mean, no, we haven't heard any more about him. Hopefully he's on a fucking respirator somewhere. Now, those are the kind of people who should get really fucking sick. Okay? They should get really fucking sick. Okay? Just to prove a point. Pisses me off. Just pisses me off. Get so fucking angry about this. And then Trump said today, the FDA is holding back on a vaccine till after the election just to fucking. What a fucking moron. I have a daughter out there someplace in Oregon, but she would be out of school by now. I worry if she's all right as this goes on. Of course you worry. You can't help but be concerned. I'm just grateful if the city of Chicago had sense enough to close the fucking schools until next semester. I mean, we've got a great governor here following the science. Okay. You're right. The dumbest stoner could do better than most politicians in America. Well, maybe not the dumbest stoner. I've known some pretty fucking dumb stoners. You got to admit, there's some pretty dumb stoners out there. But he's shit about it. What the fuck is wrong with them? Who the fuck are they to tell people that work for them that they shouldn't abide by the rules? Makes my fucking blood boil. And there are those who get smarter and more, the more they are baked. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, they say that, like, as a student, if you study when you're stoned, then you should take tests when you're stoned. Okay? I mean, you should be on the same stoned level for all occasions of education. It's clear it wouldn't help if contaminated people would wear a mask either. Yes. It wouldn't hurt. It's time to put this stubby thing down. We're fast approaching 420. We all know what that means. I get to start a new one. I couldn't believe that he actually accused the FDA of holding up a vaccine till after the election just to screw him over. Now they're plotting against him. You're right. Contaminated people should be quarantined. Absolutely. Oh, that's another thing this This saliva test, you get the results in a matter of hours. Like it's like 5 hours you get the results or less. I forget what it was. But it's none of this, like I had to wait 7 days the last time. Okay, to get the results, send away bullshit. So I'm really happy for the University of Illinois and for the state of Illinois for having put this together for us. Let me light the fuse on this bomber as we fast approach 420. I do it on camera, but I'm too shaky. You don't need to see me shake the way I do. Happy 420, everybody. You're right. If you're infected, you should be isolated. Quarantined. Maybe you used to put a sign on your fucking front door. You were quarantined. It's the way it ought to be. Health department to come around. Tack a sign on your door so your neighbors knew. Boy, this red-headed stranger really works as a sativa. This is a really good strain. Willie had it going on here. Okay, so I heard COVID-19 is fake and the testing is just a way to gather our DNA, a plot made up by the Masons. Okay. That's what you heard. You ought to know, you're a Mason. You should have the inside info on that. What are they talking at the meetings? You tell us. Oh, I know. I forgot. You're sworn to secrecy. I don't know. Katie, you'll have to ask the Mason. I don't know. I'm getting baked right now. So I put my little ladies out in the sunshine today so they can have some of the real deal. And they seem to be enjoying it. Baked goods are baked Masons. I think Dog's got some baked goods in Mason jars, actually. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they got most of our DNA already. He's saying that because he's a Mason and he's trying to keep it a secret, Katie. He's just playing he's playing the game. He's just calling it a conspiracy just to fool us. That's okay. We're on to him. Oh, you were in Job's Daughters. I see. Yeah, see, it's not paranoia if it's real. Oh, I know what Job's Daughters is. Gerald, welcome aboard. Oh, cashless society, huh? Think so, huh? I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I know you're not ready for a cashless society. Dog lives on cash. He is a cash person. So I know he's not ready for a cashless society. Are you, dog? Plastic is evil. I, on the other hand, swear by PayPal. Because then nobody can get to your plastic. You only make Boy Scouts, no secret stuff? Well, I'm a Kentucky colonel. So. And that was an honorarium bestowed upon me by the governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So. I have a certificate and everything. I'll have to show that to you sometime, dog. I'm an official Kentucky colonel. Me and Bob Hope and Colonel Arlen Sanders. So I'm an official Kentucky colonel. I'll have to drag out this certificate. Maybe I'll show it on the show sometime. But let's see. What else are we going to talk about today? I wonder if I should plant another seed. What do you think, dog? Oh, I lost that seed I had. The one that was in the skunk. Yeah, Colonel Spliffy. Yeah. But that one, I had it in a jar, and then I used the jar to put wheat in, and now I don't have the seed. I lost the seed. I forgot I had it in that jar. I did a dumb. I got stoned and I lost it. But, you know, I mentioned I put the girls outside. They look really good. They liked it out there. I had control over some armed troops, Spliff. Only in Kentucky. I ought to go down there and kick Moscow Mitch's ass or something. Three. But I had that super glue seed, and I lost it. I'm really sorry, because it's not often you get a seed from the dispensary. Okay, I'll stick with what I got. They're obviously different strains, that's for sure. They look very different. I got dogs wandering around here, Sam. I don't know what they're up to. What you doing? Oh, yeah? What you wanting? Obviously, it's not a hit. What do you want? You want to go outside? Yeah. Let's see if he comes around behind me here. Is that what you want? Yeah. I have to let him out. So if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'm going to let the puppies out. Okay, doggies. Here we go. Come on. Pee. Yep, that's what they wanted. So, let's see, do I need these? I only needed those to read. I think I can read the chat without them. Yeah. So, there. So I went to the doctor. My foot's all healed. I can wear normal shoes. Don't need anything on my foot. I can actually take showers now without having it wrapped. Eyebrows need to be blue. Yeah, I don't know that the beard's going to be orange anymore. I might go blue with the beard. It's kind of clowny. You know? Although the more I look at it, the less clowny it's beginning to appear to me. So I don't know. It's starting to grow on me. So we'll see. I can't believe she's at the door already. I'm not getting up. They can stay out there. Because if I get up, he's not going to want to come in. It's always the same thing. She never wants to be outside. Dog will tell you. It's always the same thing. She wants to hide away. Go green with the eyebrows for the Joker look. Oh, Doc's over? Hi, Doc. No, I'm not going green. That's out of the question, But I don't know about dyeing the eyebrows. Of course, I said I don't know about dyeing the beard last year, so so who knows? Well, I'm always worried she's going to break through the door, So she throws herself against the door. He says hi. Yeah, but is he high enough? I know I am. I could smoke this on a regular basis. I'm a sativa person, though. I'm not much of an indica guy. So yeah, I could smoke this on a regular basis. It's smooth. I haven't coughed very much. Has a nice taste. Wow. I really like this. I highly recommend it. Weed of the week. Red-headed stranger. Gets 2 thumbs up from Hurricane Spliffy. So. No, what I grew was a mild high. Ghost candy. Oh. So you're having ghost candy today. I see. I think I'm going to have to get up and let them in before she breaks the door down. I'll give her one more. Yeah, I like this stuff. What you smoking, Kate? I guess she's not back yet. We'll have to ask her when she gets back. I'm going to go let the dogs in. Hopefully they'll both come in this time. And Buster won't give me shit. He's there. How about that? You guys want a cookie? I'll give you a cookie. Sure. I'm feeling generous. Here you go. And here you go. Yeah, knock yourselves out. Okay. So I'll have to bring those things in pretty soon. I think they're sitting in the shade by now. So anyway. In case anybody's interested, I saw an ad for a new Bill and Ted movie. So same two guys too, Keanu Reeves and the other dude who nobody ever knows the name of. Yeah. So that ought to be interesting. Taking another adventure. So see how that goes. So I can't imagine how that'll be. So we'll see. I mean, I enjoyed the others. Of course, the second wasn't as good as the first. But we'll see how the third one is. No way that's funny again? Oh, I don't know. It won't be the same without George Carlin. That's for sure. He was a key player. You got to admit. And they're old. I mean, it's not like they're high school kids anymore. So I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Of course, they're going to be just as stupid. So, oh, Durban Poison. Ooh, and so fine dabs. You're partying hardy today. Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue in the Yocan. Just for fun. A little Gorilla Glue in the Yocan. Never hurts to have a little glue. Wait. That's better. Oh, yeah. That was nice. Just happen to have that sitting around. Little just in case glue. So. Back to the stranger. So I guess they're going to have crowds of people together at that convention, though. Be interesting to see if they wear masks. And then again, who cares? So you all know how they're going to vote. So maybe there'll be fewer of them by November. And if they don't get to the polls, maybe they won't vote by mail. You know, if they're too sick to go to the polls. This Democratic convention, though, was kind of like, I don't know, like Hollywood hasn't had anything to do for the past 6 months. I couldn't watch much of it. Although Biden's was inspirational. Well, then Trump would win. Because you can't get everybody to stay home. And his people would turn out and he'd win. And we'd have 4 more years of hell. And maybe ultimately tyranny forever. Okay. Another fucking Russia. So you can't do that. Because you can't get everybody to stay home. Well, it can't be answered because it wouldn't happen. I mean, they asked that question in the 70s. What if they gave a war and no one came? You know, it's the same thing. You know, if no one showed up, if nobody voted, then I don't know what would happen. I guess the president of the Senate would be president because he would be the next in line. And that would be fucking Moscow Mitch. They'd give it to the president of the Senate temporarily and then hold another election. Pick another date. That's what they would do. They'd put the president of the Senate in charge. I'll vote for anyone, just not the two up there. Then probably Bernie Sanders would win, because he'd probably be the most popular write-in. But I would think Bernie Sanders would be the most popular write-in candidate. That would be my guess. Or Mickey Mouse. Well, you have to look at their support staff. Okay. He is jonesing for a rally fix. And he's got the whole next week coming up. So we'll see how that goes. Now that I'll watch. Okay, that's going to be the fiasco I'll watch, is the Republican convention. That'll be fun. Because he always says crazy shit. You know he's going to say crazy shit. You heard Michelle Obama? Well, I heard pieces of a lot of people. I guess Bloomberg got a lot of time where Cortez didn't. And I guess the Latino community is slighted by that. Especially the New York Latino community, as you can imagine. And the Islamic community was not represented at all at the convention. So they were slighted completely. They're definitely targeting the middle of the roaders. Okay, they're the moderates. They're trying to draw in the undecided Republicans. It's obvious that the convention was geared to draw over Republicans. Those who felt disenfranchised by the Trump administration. It was a TV production designed to target that audience. That's what they were after. That's why I didn't watch much of it, but it's obvious that's what they were trying to do. So, they were trying to appeal to people's goodness and niceness. It was pretty obvious that that's what that's what they were trying to do. Breakfast news. Congress just passed a bill to fund the USPS. Yeah, but he won't sign it. He already said he won't. He said he'd veto it. So, and that still has to go to the Senate. So, and they're cowards, you know. And has to get past McConnell too. Yeah, he would shit his pants if they overrid anything. Is why veto it? Because if he doesn't veto it, then they get money, and if they get money, then he can't interfere with the fucking election. He doesn't want the post office to have any money. The post office gets funding, then they can function. If they can function, then they can get the ballots in on time. It's the whole point of their putting the bill through is to get the post office funded so that they can handle the volume of mail during the election. And he wants to put a stop to that. So he'll definitely veto it. He already said he will. So. Hello.
Hello. MISSESSPLIFFY.
Yes.
This is Spliffy.
What's up?
Not a thing.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to spell your name?
Yeah.
I see. That was Mrs. Spliffy spelling her name.
Hello, girl.
So. Yeah, just another wrench wants to throw into the election pile there. You know, like fraud, you know, everything else, you know, you just fucking unbelievable. The shit he'll pull. You know, he's just so fucking corrupt. You know, it's and then this guy with the Build a Wall Foundation. Jesus Christ. What the hell's his name? Katie, you know who I'm talking about. The guy who skimmed over $1 million. What's his name? The guy they just indicted Former Trump campaign manager. I can't think of his name. Yeah, Steve Bannon. He's a former Trump campaign manager, briefly, according to Trump. And he, there was this Iraqi war veteran, a triple amputee, who started a GoFundMe page to raise money to build a wall. And he raised a foreigner. Oh yeah, Steve was, yeah. And but this triple amputee, it started a lot of GoFundMe pages, like a GoFundMe for his wife to, I don't know, his ex-wife or something to buy a house and all kinds of different things. But anyway, he's a decorated war veteran. I mean, don't get me wrong, but anyway, heavy Trump supporter. And he started this GoFundMe page to help Trump build his wall. And it was called, a Build a Wall Foundation, And he raised like 20 grand, but he didn't know how to go about building a wall. So in step Steve Bannon. So he said, hey, I'll help you with this, and we'll build the wall. And so they raised another 5 million or so. And so now they got this $25 million or so, and they actually build a section of wall. But in the interim, Steve skims over $1 million out of this fund for himself. So he was just indicted by the feds. Yet another one of Trump's former campaign managers or associates to be indicted by the feds for wrongdoing of some sort or another. And Trump, of course, says he had very little contact with this man and all this kind of stuff, and hardly knew him, and hasn't talked to him in a long time. And Steve Bannon says, oh yeah, I've been in contact with him a whole bunch, and yeah, I've spoken to him recently. And so this is what's going on right now. So it's really quite interesting. And Steve says this is all a political plot, He's being jammed up over nothing. And so we'll see where this goes. But it should be interesting. Anyway, what's this? My phone is making noises. Oh. Marco has entered the Gulf of Mexico. So got to have your lies in order. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Trump's never been very good at that, What's this number? 3,742 since he's been in office, something like that. I don't know. Hard to keep track. One of the New York papers keeps track of all his lies. I think they got some kind of a wheel that spins real fast. Of course, those are only the ones we hear. know, those are the only ones the public hears. Those aren't the ones he tells in private, you know. And there's all those lies he tells people that we don't even know about, you know. You know, just think of all the lies he's told Melania. I mean, he must have told her some lies just recently, because just the other day she wouldn't hold his hand again. So who knows what that was about. But they're getting off the plane, and again she wouldn't hold his hand. So I don't know. Must have told her some other lie again. You know, he's just a lying sack of shit, I think. You know, that's about all I can say about him. Mr. President, the lying sack of shit. You know, I think that's how he'll go down in history books. You know, that's all I have to put next to his name. A lying sack of shit. And then you can just turn the page, go on to the next president. You know. You know, when I have to tell any, you know, nothing else in there. You know, just a lying sack of shit. Amazing they got off the plane together. Yes, isn't it? Yeah. I think, well, that was like I think it was like a photo op, you know. You're getting off the plane together, and then she added to it, you know, by refusing to hold his hand. I think she likes to make that spectacle, you know. Oh, you're so big or something. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, or you're handsome. Yeah. Yeah, all of those lies. I love your money. Well, that it's not like he has any. I like your ass. That's uh, unbelievable. Oh boy. I hope she didn't sign a prenup and takes him for everything. Or just rides it out until he's dead. You know, which can't be much longer. The diet he eats, you know. He still does the burgers and all that shit, doesn't he? She likes his gold-plated ass. Not, yeah. Yeah, I don't think she likes him in the least. I don't think there's any liking going on there anymore. Not for a long time. Not since the payoffs. The payoff scandal, I think that kind of tore it. You know? You know? Oh, there was just another story. He just had to pay court costs on Stormy Daniels' case in California. I didn't, I got it in my phone here. You see here. Court ordered Donald Trump to pay legal fees in Stormy Daniels' lawsuit. California Superior Court judge has ordered Donald Trump to pay $44,100 to Stormy Daniels to reimburse her for attorney's fees and the legal battles surrounding her non-disclosure agreement. Isn't that nice? She had signed a $130,000 non-disclosure agreement with Trump the Trump attorney Michael Cohen. And she sued Trump in 2018, seeking to be released from it. And his legal team agreed outside of court not to sue her, otherwise enforce the non-disclosure agreement. And the suit was dismissed. And the non-disclosure agreement was rendered unenforceable. And Monday's decision was in response to be reimbursed for her costs and attorney's fees related to the case. And judge ruled that she was entitled to the legal fees. And Trump's attorney's argument was that since he hadn't signed the non-disclosure agreement, that he wasn't liable, but the judge said that that wasn't the case. Since Cohen represented him. So isn't that nice? That might have been what pissed her off. So, you know, Stormy Daniels taking another bite out of his ass. So, yeah, frees him from any lawsuits and free up the courts. Yes. But nice to see somebody dipping into his pocket. Since he's been dipping into ours so much, paying for his trips to Mar-a-Lago and all that shit. Why should we be paying for him to go home on the weekends and shit, you know? I mean, that's where he lives, right? That's his residence. Nobody pays me to go home on the weekends. The fuck? Well, I think I'm going to call it quits, folks. I'm going to save the other joint of this I have for another time. It's too tasty to burn right now. So, you know what I say? There's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. Tune in Tuesday, 4:20. No idea what music it's going to be. See you then. Bye.